red flag the event. They're going to stop the field, restart the race, and try and settle it.
Around goes Vickers.
Oh, no, another one.
Low. Watch me, both sides. Come on.
Oh, this is wiping out half the field.
This is a big one on the backstretch at Phoenix.
Look at that.
Brian Vickers got sideways and then was perpendicular to the field. There's his silver car up against the wall.
Yeah, the first time I saw this, I thought when he got sideways that maybe the 56 got into him, but I don't think he did now. I think it was just from Matt getting into the 83 of Vickers and getting him loose. And it's, you know, we've seen cars have trouble off of 2 over there. It must be really slick up high.
Now we'll look at Martin Truex's in-car, which will show you that he did not get into Vickers.
Yeah.
Until Vickers was already sideways. A little contact there with Matt Kenseth.
You're all clear, man. All clear, all the way down.
Vickers sideways. Everybody tried to go low, but the curbing, the dragon's teeth down there is pretty steep, and a lot of cars bounced off that and into harm's way right there at the dogleg.
The nose on these cars are so strong. Man, look at Travis Quapple get into that wall. That's huge.
Matt wrecked us. He just door slammed in the middle of the corner. I don't know what, 75 laps, 67 laps into a race. You know, it's going to come back to him.
Darrell, I think that's a little harsh. It was the slightest of contact, but in the worst place on the racetrack and in the worst place on that 83 car as it cut down the left rear tire.
I think that's the thing maybe he doesn't realize, Brian Vickers doesn't realize. And you can see right here, this area right there sticking out on the side of that car, that could easily cut down his left rear tire. And you can see that's the wheel mark right there.
Here's what Matt Kenseth had to say afterward.
Left enough room out there, didn't they, Mike? I mean, I know we were tight, but I thought he had plenty of room.
He didn't give you an inch there. He stayed real tight with you, and he had plenty of room to his right.
Okay, but I left enough room to the wall, right? So that's down in the middle of the corner, and he was already on me.
In the wall hard goes Kasey Kahne.
Hold the brake, buddy. Hold the
Martin
brake.
Truex.
Hold the brake.
Wow.
That was huge. Look at that car. And you think we're not going fast here.
Martin's all right. Unhooks his cool tube.
Look at that thing.
What a hit. And Kasey Kahne is moving around in his car.
Martin went over to check on him.
Darrell, that might be the hardest hit I've ever seen at this small a racetrack.
I tell you, that was amazing. Look at that race car. It is demolished.
You think they're not going fast here? Watch this.
I get a feeling something happened to Martin Truex Jr. in that 56 as hard as he was driving it off in that corner.
Sure does.
I mean, he wasn't even able to slow it down, it didn't look like.
I bet well, it's hard to say about brakes, but that looks like a car that lost its brakes.
We sit under the red flag, closing in on halfway to go because of a vicious crash caused by a stuck throttle on Martin Truex's car that also took out Kasey Kahne. Both drivers are okay, but everyone else sits and waits under this red flag as they repair the barrier in turn 3. Well, the track sweep up and cleanup is complete up in turn number 3. However, the safer barrier got quite a bit of damage there when Martin Truex went into it full tilt, so they're still doing a little bit of welding work there.
The race for the lead as spotters around the racetrack beginning to report the first couple of drops of rain.
There it is.
There it is.
Big time. That's more than a couple drops right there. That gets you attention as a driver.
That's turn 3.
That's where they say the rain's coming from, is right there in turn 3. That's when, as the leader, you're hollering, it's pouring down rain. There's a caution.
Caution.
Joey Logano goes out here and drives hard all the time. I think this team has responded around him too, and is helping show the talents of a Joey Logano.
Look at the wetness on that racetrack. Car's going to be brought down the pit lane and stopped here under the red flag. The red flag has been displayed at 3:25 Eastern time. Drivers climbing out of the cars. Obviously, the rain heavy enough, even if it stopped right immediately now, it's going to take a while to get this racetrack dry. Here's the interesting part. You look at the radar picture, there is nothing behind it immediately. But you heard the reference there from pit road about there being another cell a ways back. It does take some time to dry this racetrack. It's big.
It is a big track, and that cell he's talking about is about 75 miles away, and it's to the west and moving towards the track.
The drying continues here at Pocono Raceway. Look at that. You can have your own tinfoil boat out there in the garage area. Teams trying to keep dry and get dry, at least in their pit boxes, and of course the track drying process.
It's under caution for the 6th time today, 2nd of them, for this heavy mist that's kind of blowing over the speedway. Nothing shows up on the radar, but the mist just kind of blows through and makes the track a little too damp to race. And yet it doesn't take long for them to dry the track up and get us back going. We are working the 6th caution. A rather heavy mist has washed over the speedway. You can hear in the background the big jet dryers out there working to keep the heat in the racetrack and keep it dried up. Reports from them are they are certainly helping, keeping from completely losing the track. And the rain here, and I should say rain, the mist, because it really is a mist, it looks like, has set up an interesting situation. Not pitting under the yellow flag, J.J. Yeley in the 38 car, who is leading, and Landon Castle in the 51, who is second, taking a gamble that perhaps the weather might get heavy enough for the race not to be resumed.
Well, that's a good sign they're coming down pit road. We lost the track, but, just be a real positive for our team.
Okay, John. Jay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Alan, how about that? It could be another David and Goliath story. A little guy here maybe stealing one at Atlanta.
And you've seen NASCAR has made the decision to bring the cars down pit road, cover them up and park them, and leave the jet dryers out onto the racetrack.
JJ sitting at the front of the pack here. Well, what's going through your mind right now, JJ?
Not much. I know that the rain's going to go away. We're going to go back to green, and we're going to have to go ahead and pit. But it's a great opportunity. Leading the race for Vamped, our new sponsor. Ford Fusion's really good. We're just a little bit too tight in the center, a little bit free off, and it's hurt me longer into the run. Beginning of the run, we're actually pretty good. But most important, I want to say hi to Faith and my wife Kristen at home. Faith is a little sick today from hanging out in the rain here on Sunday.
Oh, well, you're lucky. Those guys were going to lock you in the Porta-John, JJ. Good to see you out here.
NASCAR officials keeping an eye on a shower that is visibly closing in on the turns 3 and 4 end of this racetrack. Not a heavy one, but it's out there.
We can see it. We can see it just off the speedway in turn 3 and 4.
Look right at the top of that shower right there. There it is, right across the lens. Caution for rain. Sorry, Dale. Caution for rain. Caution.
This place is slick enough already.
Check it out. Got a rainbow. But see on the left side of the screen here, that's literally, you could see like the curtain of rain coming down.
It's hitting hard in 3 and 4 now. You see it on the wind.
Pace car bringing the field down pit road. The shower literally moving across the speedway from one end to the other. And the track surface has been wet. And so the field will be brought down the pit road. Cars shut down. And car covers placed on them, and already the jet dryers have been sent out onto the speedway. That's how quickly we expect the shower to pass, and the racetrack to take up some of that Florida sunshine and dry back out. Not just have to get the racetrack dry, got to get your pit box dry as well. Funny, this weather in South Florida sometimes. A gorgeous 80-something degree day with that very slight chance of an isolated shower. Word going down from race control, start those engines. They're going to put the cars back on the racetrack, and we're going to get this thing back going again very shortly.